Okay, there's a scene in this movie where Steve Rogers has a notebook of pop culture he's trying to catch up to, and am I the only one that wants to see that into a short film, just Steve Rogers catching up on pop culture while he was asleep through many decades? I can't be the only one that wants to see that as a short film. Captain America, The Winter Soldier. Captain America, The Winter Soldier came out in 2014, and it's the 9th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, directed by Anthony and Joe Russo, starring Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan, Robert Redford, and Samuel L. Jackson. The plot of this film is we follow Steve Rogers / Captain America in modern day and is working for S.H.I.E.L.D. until there are some revelations going on at S.H.I.E.L.D. and people are starting to be revealed for who they are and what type of organization S.H.I.E.L.D. is. Captain America is suddenly hunted by S.H.I.E.L.D. and goes rogue. While he's a fugitive from S.H.I.E.L.D., he teams up with Black Widow, played by Scarlett Johansson, and he faces a new assassin named the Winter Soldier, so he must figure out what's his past and who his true identity is. Before I watched this film in 2014, I liked the first Captain America film, the first Avenger, didn't love it, hoping there was room for improvement for a sequel after Captain America joined the Avengers and seeing him in modern day. Let's see what they could do as a sequel. And when I saw this movie in 2014, I was blown away. And rewatching this movie recently, I still think this movie holds up 4 years later. Captain America the Winter Soldier is not only a fantastic superhero action movie, spy thriller, it's a fantastic film overall. And this is one of the best superhero sequels ever. Up there with Spider-Man 2 and The Dark Knight, just pretty much improves vastly on its predecessor in basically every way. The performances from the cast are amazing. Everyone is doing a great job. Chris Evans continues to be a perfect choice as Steve Rogers / Captain America, just perfectly balanced, a down-to-earth person who wants to do some good, who's trying to work for an organization that he had trusted, but suddenly just turns on him and turns him into fugitive, and also trying to be an incredible superhero at the same time and trying to do good things. And I feel like this is the Captain America film where Chris Evans really shows his acting abilities, not just in the action scenes, to which he's fantastic in, but in the dramatic scenes. There is a scene at the beginning of this movie where he visits his old girlfriend, Peggy Carter, who's now older, and I thought it was a heartbreaking scene. And the scene where the Winter Soldier is revealed to be Bucky. I know this movie came out 4 years ago, so pretty much following movies, everyone knows about the Winter Soldier's identity, so who cares about spoilers? But when the Winter Soldier revealed his identity, the acting on Chris Evans is amazing. Just him realizing his longtime best friend, who he thought was dead, and suddenly came back, his brainwashed assassin. Just amazing acting by Chris Evans. Scarlett Johansson is also great as Black Widow. Not only is she amazing in the action scenes, but has some very good comedy in this movie too. She has a very sarcastic sense of humor. She's funny in this movie. Has some really good banter with Steve Rogers. I really like their interactions, and it was nice to see them team up in this movie. Samuel L. Jackson is also great as Nick Fury. He gets a lot more to do in this movie compared to another MCU sequel, Iron Man 2, where I felt like he was just there to tease the Avengers, but in this film he gets a lot more interesting things to do, including Black Widow. This is the MCU sequel that gave Black Widow and Nick Fury more interesting things to do as characters. Rest of the performances, including Anthony Mackie, who is great as Falcon. I really liked his chemistry with Steve Rogers, and Robert Redford is a really good villain, and the Winter Soldier in this movie is amazing. Just how menacing his character was, whether he was just standing there and the minimal dialogue he had, and I thought Sebastian Stan was amazing in this role. The action scenes in this movie are terrific. Many great ones in this movie, and my personal favorite action scene in this movie is the amazing highway scene with the Winter Soldier, and along with a terrific hand-to-hand combat scene between Steve Rogers and the Winter Soldier, which was amazing. Although there is shaky cam in this movie, it's not too distracting and it's not trying to hide poor stunt work in any way, and which I think this is some of the best stunt work in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Just amazing. I thought the effects in this movie were great. A great mix of practical effects and CGI. There is a minimal amount of CGI in this movie and it mostly looked practical. Yeah, there can be a little bit of noticeable CGI here and there, but it mostly looked practical to me and I thought the effects were great. I loved how much of a political thriller this was. Making Captain America in modern day and making a spy espionage movie, it worked really well for this movie. And I thought the political aspect of this film was engaging and riveting, and I thought it was amazing and worked very well for this movie. Although this movie has a serious tone compared to other Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, it still has some good comedy in this movie too. There was banter, Steve Rogers and Black Widow, or Steve Rogers and Falcon. Great banter in this movie. Love the interactions between those characters in this movie. Honestly, I don't really have any flaws with this movie. I loved everything about this movie. The political aspect of this movie, the action, the effects, the stunt work, the acting. Pretty much everything about Captain America the Winter Soldier is amazing. Overall, I loved Captain America the Winter Soldier. One of the best superhero movie sequels, improves upon the first movie in every way. Engaging story, fantastic action, great performances. Love this movie, and I'm pretty much gonna say it. I know I might be in a minority on this or not, but I love this movie more than the Avengers. So I'm gonna give Captain America the Winter Soldier, but bam! 5 out of 5 stars. An absolutely fantastic superhero movie. Not just a fantastic superhero movie, not just a fantastic spy thriller, not just a fantastic sequel that just improves upon its predecessor every way. Just a fantastic movie. Loved it. My second favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, and probably get to number 1 when we get there, but for now, Captain America the Winter Soldier is awesome and one of my favorite superhero movies. Love it. If you haven't rewatched it in a while, go rewatch it again. It's worth the rewatch. Love this movie. And now the next MCU movie after Captain America the Winter Soldier is Guardians of the Galaxy. Next review. So what do you guys think of Captain America the Winter Soldier? Do you agree? Disagree with me? Let me know below. Make sure to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe if you're new here. It really means a lot. I'm Jack Benner, and look forward to another movie review.